Today we are going to learn how to teach our dogs a really good drop it using a toy. There's a bunch of different ways to get drop it and this is just one method. We'll review other methods on other videos, but this involves our tug toy. To do this, what we need is a dog who likes to tug and a tug toy, which we have right here, that we can use for our training. And then we need a supply of high value treats. So what I have right here is just some cheese here in my hand, pretty yummy stuff. What I'll do is start tugging with Maddie, and then when I'm ready, I'm going to loosen my grip on the toy. I always start by teaching a drop it while I'm still holding the toy, because if I'm holding the toy, it's mine, and it's a lot easier for the dog to drop it. It's harder to get them to drop something when they're holding it all by themselves, because in canine world, the possession is all of the law. So if they're holding it, it's theirs. We will teach them how to drop it no matter what, but we set up for success, right? We're always going to make things as easy as we can when we're teaching a new behavior. So I'm going to loosen my grip, stop tugging against her so that there isn't any tension and that we're not accidentally encouraging her to continue to tug instead of actually dropping it, which is what we're going for. So I loosen up my grip, let the tug kind of go slack and boring, and then I'm going to take one of my pieces of cheese and I'm going to bring it right down to her nose. And if I'm teaching this as a new behavior, I don't say anything. There's no cue until the dog knows the behavior. If we put the cue in there too soon, the dog just learns that that's sort of irrelevant information and you actually weaken your cue a lot. So I'm not going to say anything first. All I'm going to do is put the treat to her nose. If she wants that treat, she's going to have to drop the toy to get the treat. And so we're going to start getting the mechanics of our drop-it behavior. So, I'll start with just a little bit of tug here, getting her tugging, good girl, and then when I'm ready, I'm going to just relax and bring this treat to her nose. Right to the end, perfect. She drops it, then get it. She can have the toy right back again. That's the other part of the reward. She's allowed to tug again if she drops it when I ask her to. Let's look at that one more time. Ready? Slacken my arm, treat to the nose, and she goes ahead and drops the toy. Leave it down. Good girl, stay. So, we repeat that step over and over again until your dog is doing what Maddie just did, which is dropping that toy really quickly as soon as the cheese hits her nose. Once they get to that point, and it usually only takes a few repetitions, that's when we're going to add our cue. So now I feel pretty confident that the dog is going to let go of the toy to get the cheese. All I'm going to do is say the words drop it at the same time as the cheese gets to their nose, and it's going to be simultaneous with them dropping the toy. Now I've got my treat ready. I slack my hand a little bit. Drop it. Nice. Good girl. Down. So, same thing. We're going to repeat that step. Now, Maddie knows how to do this, so we don't have to repeat the steps. But at home, you're going to go through that a bunch of times so that your dog is starting to make an association. And what happens is the dogs are great at doing associative learning. So that means that Maddie learns that the word drop it predicts a treat arriving at her mouth. If she wants to grab the treat, she has to let go of the toy to grab the treat. So she hears the word drop it, skips the middle hand, spits the treat out, spits the toy out, and she's ready for her treat. And we're starting to get a nice behavior that we're able to put on cue. All just by using the dog's sort of natural learning powers for associative learning. So once we get our dog dropping the toy pretty readily to grab that treat, next thing I'm going to do is start to say my drop it cue earlier. So I'm going to say that before the treat gets all the way down to her nose, so that she is actually going to be letting go of the toy prior to the treat, and then the treat will just be her reward for letting it go. So let's see what that looks like. Get it. So I let Maddie tug. When I'm ready, I'm going to slack my grip again here so that I'm not tugging against her, set up for success. But I'm going to say drop it as I bring the treat down and before the treat makes it all the way to her mouth. Drop it. Good job. So she actually let go of that toy now before the treat made its way down to her. Good. Again, if I was teaching this behavior for new behavior to Mads, I would repeat that over and over again so she was really good at it. But she's already pretty good at it. So next step is I'm going to take this treat out of my pocket and I'm going to cue her to drop the toy before I even start moving it to her. I still relax my arm. Drop it. Nice job. She still gets the cheese And double reward, get it. She gets to get out her toy again. The final step of this part of the process is that I'm going to say drop it before I even take out my treat. I relax my grip, drop it. Yes. She still gets to have that treat, and she gets to get that toy again. So now, as you see, we've got a really nice drop it behavior, right? So at this point, we're just going to practice that over and over again until our dog gets really good at it, and it becomes part of their permanent behavior. The next step, if I was teaching this as a new behavior, is to get the dog to also do that drop it when they're holding the toy. And that's pretty easy to do now that we've done this practice. All I'm going to do is let go of the toy, and I just take a little step back, and I start by going ahead and putting the treat right to their nose again a couple of times, helping them to just remember that this is still the same behavior. And that process is called generalizing, teaching them that even though we change something about the behavior, such as that whether or not the dog is holding the toy, doesn't make a difference. It's still the same drop it, and just run them through that. Get it, Mads. Yeah. So I get tugging with my dog, and if I let go of the toy, I take my treat, drop it, perfect, and get it. And then I immediately let them get that toy again.